Hey guys, it's Kat again, and I have a video up of a dress I made out of a men's dress shirt, and I have another one. So I found another one on how to do a different type of dress. Excuse me, how to do a different type of dress out of the men's shirt. And this time the buttons aren't in front, they're going to be in the back. So I'm more of a visual, somebody tell me how to do it instead of reading how to do it. So I'm going to go and read and follow the directions, and I'm going to tape it for you guys so you guys have it on a video and simple and easy. So what you're going to need is a dress shirt, preferably a men's. This one unfortunately is a fitted just like my other one, so it's not as big, so it won't be like a super big dress. But okay, so it says step 1 is to cut the shirt apart along the seam lines. Okay, so you are going to take, literally, you're going to take all the seams, I guess. You're going to take your Haley, you're going to take your sleeves off. You're going to, I guess, take all the seams apart, except you're going to use this part. This back part right here, you're going to use that part that's pleated. So don't take that apart. Collar, sleeves, and the sides. So let's take that apart and then I'll show you what you should have left. Okay, so I cut the pieces. Let me give you a heads up here. If you don't have time to take the little de-threader and de-thread it, like I try to do it with just the scissors or a rotary cutter, and your edges are gonna look like that with your poop. So if you do the de-threader, they look like that. They're fraying a little bit, but you're gonna sew it up and it looks a lot cleaner. So that's the back. Those are the two arms. That's the collar, and that's the two sides of the two front. Okay, so the next step, it says step 2, the back of the shirt will be the front of your shirt. Mine has this in it. Does it matter? I don't know. We'll find out. Decide where your finished top edge will be and mark it. The easiest way to determine this is to get your child and hold the dress up to her, folding the top edge over. What I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do is, this is a pretty long shirt. So I'm just gonna go literally, what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to have a straight edge. And this is what's gonna go around under your daughter's armpits. So it's gonna go over her chest and under her armpits. So, and this is kind of see-through material. So I might have to put something under it. Anyway, so I'm gonna find the tippy top, and you're supposed to cut a straight edge. I have this nifty little cutting board, which I recommend getting if you're gonna do a lot of sewing projects. I don't do a bunch, but I do enough that this makes my life easier. And then a rotary cutter, and I recommend being very careful with this because these edges are super sharp. And after I took all my pieces apart, I ironed everything flat because I wanted everything to be kind of nice. I'm gonna cut it straight. Okay, so we've cut a straight line. So you're gonna fold your shirt, I should say, your shirt, the two wrong sides together. Let me see if I can. You're gonna fold your two wrong sides together so the front of your dress will be out. And then it says So the shape is kind of like a rectangular shape. Okay. You're supposed to do like a rectangular looking shape. So you're supposed to go straight across, but my edging was already kind of straight. So then you take it as your dress, kind of, let me show you what like that. So hopefully that helps when I say rectangular. I measured my girl. Okay, so I measured my girl. So my girl's bottom, where I want her edge of her dress to end, is right here. And of course you guys can't see that. Okay, so my daughter's edge of the dress is down here. So what it says is to go straight up, kind of. And I have some water erasable marker that I'm using. You can use line chalk or something. Okay, so this is kind of what I did. All the way down. And then, of course, you're going to do the bottom like a scoop. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Don't forget to close the door, love. Okay. And you are supposed to cut this out. So I made this as big as I think I'm gonna want it. It says, I'm pretty much sure it's saying you want to go a little extra because you're gonna sew it together. So this is gonna be a little smaller. So you might want to, I don't know, 1/2 inch or so go around. So anyway, let's cut like a 1/2 inch past our line, and then when we're done with that, we'll come back. Okay, so I took the pocket off the front of my shirt, and now the instructions are saying that the front of your shirt, the front of your shirt is going to be your dress back. So what you're going to do is you got to make sure that wherever your buttonhole is, you are going to want to account for the folding and sewing, and then enough, you know, so because this is how the dress is gonna close. So you don't want it to be all wide open in the back. So 1/4 inch, I think it says 1/4 inch. Yeah, it says leave about a 1/4 inch above the top of the button, so you will have a button at the top of your dress. Also, at this point, you should use a seam ripper to remove the pockets, which I did. And so this way, again, you got to make sure about your buttonhole. Okay, so now you're going to want to do the exact same thing that we did to the back of the dress, or I'm sorry, to the back of the shirt. You're going to do the same thing to the front of the shirt. So you're going to take your two sides of that button together, and it says on here to tape and tape the two sides together. I don't want to go through all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my two sides together like so. So your two wrong sides are facing each other, and you're gonna cut it the same way you cut your other piece. So okay, so I'm gonna see here, your buttonhole is right here. You gotta make sure you're gonna fold that over to seam it. You're gonna fold that over to seam it. So I'm gonna put it right about there. And I am gonna follow this pattern so everything looks the same. Because you want it to look the same, right? By the way, if you hear a movie in the background, that's Tangled. Okay, so I'm not even going to use my marker. I'm just going to take my little rotary cutter here and I'm just going to cut around it. So now you have two of the same sides. So you have the back of the shirt cut and you have the front of the shirt cut. And what I'm going to do is I have to go and let the seams out of the bottom of this because we've cut it on the other side and there's no seam. And I don't want it to sew up and look all bulky crappy. So what's the next step here? Okay, so whether you have long sleeve or short sleeves, you're going to do the same thing to them. So again, I ironed out the seam. Really? Really? You're going to do that right now? Right here? Yeah. Yeah, no. Okay, so then you're going to fold your sleeve so it is like this. So long way up. And then the directions say you are going to cut it 3.5 inches down. So let's mark 3.5 inches. 1, 2, 3.5. So that's 3.5 right there. Okay, you're gonna have to wait. And then you're going to cut it straight, of course. Okay, you're going to do this to both sleeves. So that's one. And let's do the same thing to the other one. Okay, so you have two pieces that look like this from your sleeve. What you're going to do next is you're going to fold it in a pinch, iron it down on the top, then fold it again a pinch and iron it down. And on the bottom, if you have elastic, you're going to fold it up just enough so your elastic will fit. So once you have that, you are going to sew your hems here. You're going to sew the top of this, make sure that's large enough so your elastic fits. And then in the meantime, I also folded the top of the dress. I hemmed it in just a little bit, 1/4 inch or so. And then I'm going to sew that. Make sure you don't sew your button part together because then you won't be able to open it. So hem it this way and then hem it that way. And then hem the other side. And then once you hem your sleeves, insert. You're going to want to cut. You're going to want to cut this flap off. Probably to like right there or so. So it doesn't look funky. I think that's big enough for your child. So cut that edge off, sew it up, insert your elastic, and pin the elastic to one side and then slip it through. You might want to measure, of course, your child's shoulder, how you want it to sit. And then slip it through, pin it to one side, slip it all the way through, pin it to the other side. And then when we're done with that, we're gonna pin the shoulder straps to the dress. So let's sew everything up that I just explained, and then I'll show you the next process. Okay, so after you sewed your sleeves together, they should look like this if you put elastic in them. Again, you want to make sure you pin them. So you got two of those. And then you're gonna take your kid or one of your kids' dresses or something to use as a reference to where you're gonna put the straps. This was too wide for my kids, so I just used her to see where I'm actually gonna sew the sides together, and then I marked out where I'm gonna attach the straps. So this thing says attach the straps first. So let's attach the straps. So get your child or a garment of theirs and use it to mark out where you're gonna put your straps and attach your straps, of course, on the inside. And then let's go from there. So, okay, so I decided before I sewed my two, where are you guys? Before I sewed my two sides together of my dress, I was gonna put like a little accent on the bottom, because that's what the other picture had, and I thought she doesn't have anything like super bright and vibrant. So I'm gonna cut the length of the bottom of the dress, the length of the fabric, and sew that on. And then I'm gonna cut a little piece to put in between the two straps, and I'm gonna try to see if I can do it like a cinched ruffly thing. Hopefully I can do it. But let me cut the pieces out first, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna sew the bottom and the top. So I'm gonna sew my dress together, those two sides. I'm gonna put the straps on, and then I'm gonna cut the parts that I need for the bottom of the dress and for the middle of the straps, and then I'll show you how to sew those on. Okay, so I want to show you guys what I have so far. And I kind of altered the dress because, unfortunately, I cut it, you know, I measured her around her chest and I cut too much in, so this is too tight around her chest. But I'm sure it'll fit my 1.5-month-old. So I trimmed the shirt, and this is what I did. As you can see, I added the sleeves on the inside there, and then I cut a piece of fabric. I cut the piece of fabric, you know, I like an inch bigger than it should be, or a little bit more, just to be safe, because I attached it on the inside here, and then I cinched it just a little bit in the middle there, sewed it this way. So I made a big U, so when you look at it, it kind of is like, you know, a little cinched up here, so I thought that was pretty cute. And then down here I added the same fabric. I haven't finished it. I'm gonna finish it and show you guys. What I did is I took the good side, the right side, and I put them together, and I sewed it, and I sewed on the bottom, and then I flip it over and I iron it flat, and then I'm going to sew it one more time around here. And as you can see, I cinched it down here too. It kind of looks like a little she's outside. It kind of looks like a uniform dress, and I kind of miscalculated, so I just kind of fixed it on the side there. It doesn't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew on the bottom just so it stays down flat always, and then I'm going to iron, fold it in and iron just a tad, and then sew that. And I was thinking a little pocket. I was thinking like a cute little two little pockets up here would be super cute. So let me see if I can figure out how to do those, and then I'll show you guys the finished project, which I think it turned out super cute, and I'll try to have my 1.5-year-old try it on. Okay, I'll see you guys when I'm done with it. Okay, so here's the finished product. I folded it in and I sewed it up, and then I added these cute little pockets. And then that's it. Oh, by the way, on the back, I sewed the bottom together because frankly I didn't have patience to cut and all that stuff, which I think it turned out cuter anyway. So that's the back. Okay, so that's it. If my kid wasn't so crabby, I'd have her try it on right now and show you, but she's super crabby, so I'll just take a picture of her with it on and I'll post it. Hope you guys like it. Enjoy it. Hope you guys can make it, and I hope my instructions... Stop. I hope my instructions were somewhat easy to follow, even though I was reading them off the internet. Next time I'm going to read it and then do it myself the way I want to do it, because otherwise it's confusing. So this is our outcome. Hopefully your guys' came out this cute as well. And I trimmed a bunch of stuff off the bottom one, so I think I'm going to make my other kids some sort of a tank top or shirt with this or something. So that'll be my next project. Okay, so thanks for watching. Subscribe, send me your ideas, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.